नमस्कार दोस्तों। पॉलीप्लेक्स कॉरपोरेशन लिमिटेड स्टॉक एनालिसिस के सेकंड पार्ट में आपका फिर से एक बार स्वागत है। So in the previous episode we talked about company's products and services. We talked about company's moat, future growth levers, and we also saw certain weaknesses and concerns that company may face in the future. Now let's talk about the financials and let's do the company's SWOT analysis, and then we will see if the company is worth an investment. So here we go for the second part of this company analysis. If you see, the company's operating revenue has grown from 3,200 crore to 4,900 crores between financial year 16 financial year 21, and the revenue has grown at the CAGR of 9%. Despite of the lockdown in the first quarter of financial year 21 and the complete washout of the business, company was still able to register a decent growth from FY20 to FY21. In FY20, revenue was around 4,500 crores, whereas in FY21, it reached to 4,900 crores. Let's talk about the operating profit. From financial year 16 to financial year 21, operating profit has increased from 418 crores to almost 1,216 crores. And the operating profit margin is also on the rise. If you see, it was around 13% in FY16, it was around 17% in FY20, and it has zoomed to 25% in FY21. And the operating profit has grown at the CAGR of 24%. Let's see the net profit. The company's net profit was around 29 crores in FY16, which has increased to 511 crores in FY21. And similar to the operating profit margins, the net profit has also the net profit margin has also increased. So it was barely 1% in FY16, it was around 6% in FY20, and it is now 10% in FY21. And company's net profit has grown at the CAGR of 74%. So friends, both companies' operating profit and net profit is outpacing sales growth, as well as the profit margin has also increased, especially from FY20 to FY21. There is a good improvement. Both there is a good improvement on the margin front, both for the operating profit as well as for the net profit. Let's talk about the return on equity. The company's return on equity was mere 1% in FY16. It was again mere 9% in FY20, but in FY21 it has increased to the 17%. So again, there is a good jump in the return on equity, and 17% is definitely a decent number. Let's talk about the operating cash flow. Company has given positive operating cash flows for last 6 years and even prior to that. The OCF was around 448 crores in March 16, whereas in March 21 it was 1,102 crores. And there is a consistent growth in the operating cash flow from March 18 to March 21. So these are good indicators that company's balance sheet is strengthening. Increase in the return on equity, as well as increase in the operating cash flow. Now let's talk about some key ratios. So the company's current market price is around 1,535. The company's market cap is around 4,800 crores. So this is a small cap company. Company's current PE is around 9.5, which is almost 40% premium to its 5-year median PE, which is around 6.5. But it is lower than the industry PE of 16.2. And despite the company's current PE commanding around 40% premium over the 5-year median PE, its 5-year PEG is 0.08. So it means that the company's earnings has increased at so it means that company's earning has outpaced the company's price growth or price increase. The receivable days is 50, which is again a decent number. 5-year stock price is 40% CAGR. So company has definitely given good returns. And as I stated, from 1988, the company has given the return around 25% CAGR. So company is definitely a wealth creator, you can say. Very few companies can give this kind of returns over 20-25 years of period. The promoter holding is 51%. There is no promoter pledging. So this is again a good sign. The debt to equity ratio is 0.2, which is negligible. So we can say company is almost a zero debt company. The operating profit margin last year was 25% and the net profit margin was 10%. And the 5-year ROE is 11%, which is okay kind of a number. But the last year ROE is a 17, which is a decent number. And as I stated, one of the biggest moat for the company is its dividend yield, and it was approximately 10% for the last financial year. Let's do let's do some qualitative analysis. So does the company have an identifiable consumer monopoly? We can say yes. Company has onshore, offshore, and nearshore business model. It is one of the it is the sixth largest pet producer in the world. It is one of the low cost producer and the dividend yield. So these are we can see these are we can see the monopolies for the consumer. Do you understand how it works? Yes, we saw the company is producing the pet films and we also saw its application in the packaging as well as industrial sector. What is the chance that it will obsolete or replaced in the next 20 years? I don't think so. So company is there in the market for last 30 plus years actually, and the demand for the packaged applications as well as the industrial applications that these pet films are used is definitely going to increase. So I don't think the company will get obsolete in next 20 years. Does the business have consistent operating history? Yes. Companies in the market for more than 30 plus years. Let's talk about the financial performance. What is the company's earning per share history? Is earning per share has strong and upward trend? Yes, we saw that. Is company outpacing sales growth with profit growth? Yes, we saw that. The company's operating revenue, the company's operating profit and net profit has grown more than its operating revenue. Is the company consistently earning a high ROE? The answer is no. Company has given a decent ROE of 17% in last year, but prior to if you take the 5 years average, the average ROE is 11%. So it is not a very good number. It is a somber number. Is company loaded with debt? No, it's a zero debt company. The debt to equity ratio is merely 0.2. Is company free to adjust price for inflations? I don't think so. Is company's stock price suffering from market panic, business recession? No. In last 1 year, after the meltdown, when the government announced the first lockdown, right? all the companies have recovered very smartly, and many companies are trading almost 100% more to the low that they saw last. So let's do a SWOT analysis for the company. Strength, strong dividend track record, globally one of the lowest cost manufacturers. Weakness, volatility in the crude oil prices. Opportunity, retail format and e-commerce, urbanization, improving quality of life. Healthcare could be the new growth catalyst. Threats, adverse government regulations, delays, cost overruns, slower than expected ramp up for new projects. So these are some threats. So this is overall SWOT analysis for the Polyplex Corporation Limited. Now let's see summary. A $1 million question. Should you invest in the company? Yeah. So you need to study the annual reports. You need to listen to the con calls of the company. Assess your financial risk and profile. Assess your financial goals. Make your own narrative and then take a call on investment. Again, couple of hints, couple of pointers. First is the ace investor Dolly Khanna has acquired 1% stake in this company in April to June 21, April to June 22 quarter. Second is the company has a strong dividend track record. And if the dividend is reinvested into the company's stock, then the company's CAGR from 1987, when the company was listed in the stock market, stands at 25%. Company is susceptible to the volatility in the crude oil prices. So consider all these aspects and then decide whether you want to invest in this company or not. And before we end, friends, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please like this video. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Happy investing. Stay safe and take care. See you in the next week with another episode on the fundamental stock analysis. Good day.